Episode 56 VC, June 22nd, 2024. How a presidential debate could wind up and wind down. Shake Dapper and Ms. Vuvuzela Dash back here as moderators of this presidential debate, which up to now has gone well, don't you think, Vuvuzela? By the way, Vuvuzela, how did you get your name? Since we are waiting for the two speakers to come back from an extended break where one of them is trying to get his thoughts back in order after a hissy fit. Ms. Vuvuzela Dash, from Wikipedia, the vuvuzela is a horn with a plastic shell extending 2 feet, which produces a loud monotone note, typically around B-flat 3, the first B-flat below middle C. The indoor noise level of vuvuzelas caused the United States NCAA to permanently ban them after the February 7, 1987 Division I men's ice hockey game between Brown University and the Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, RPI. The noise was so extreme that Brown University formally complained and the Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, RPI rule, was universally adopted. Shake Dapper. Little known fact, Vuvuzela, little known fact. What has that got to do with how you got your name? Ms. Vuvuzela Dash. My parents had no idea of what to name me until they both watched that NCAA contentious game together on the eve of my birth. I was born on February 8, 1987, the day after the Vuvuzela ban during ice hockey games was conceived of. I am 37 years, 4 months, and 19 days old today, this momentous day of this presidential debate. Shake Dapper. Does age really matter during this debate, Vuvuzela? Ms. Vuvuzela Dash. Well, my point was that one of the speakers' voices reminds me of that far-off eve of my birth. I watched the replay of the game recently, and one of the speakers' voices spoke to me today, as if from the grave of archived footage, so to speak. The pitch is that of the mythical Vuvuzela. It is a monotone buzz that penetrates even amniotic fluid, and it must have reached my tiny, tinny ears at that time. Shake Dapper. This is getting uncomfortably graphic and yet is incredibly boring, Vuvuzela. Ms. Vuvuzela Dash. Like that loudmouth speaker on this momentous day, shake. You can shake your head at me, shake. But don't rustle your papers loudly again, shake. Or our joint moderator mic will be cut off again. Shake Dapper. Okay, the debaters are coming back on stage. They've discussed haircuts and lapel pins so far. The next question is, indoor residential wood burning, for or against? Shake Dapper. Hello again, competitors. Each of your closing remarks must address the issue of air pollution caused by indoor residential wood burning, and you will each be given 30 seconds. Surprise us, speakers. The coin toss gave the first closing remarks to the current president. Current president, rebates of up to $8,000 based on a sliding income scale are being rolled out by each United State in 2024 for heat pumps that work down to 40 degrees below zero. These heat pumps, which run on electricity and so do not burn any fuel that pollutes the air, can connect to an electric grid that reaches all rural areas, soon to be powered by only the clean energy of wind, solar, and geothermal. Heat pumps also reduce monthly heating bills immediately and can be used as air conditioners as well. Natural gas furnaces can be used in the meantime as a bridge to the cleaner energy sources based on wind, solar, and geothermal energy. Based on testing of the cleanest burning wood stove in the United Kingdom, the eco-design wood burning stove. Wood burning emits 450 times the PM2.5 as the fossil fuel natural gas burning, and wood burning emits 2.8 times the PM2.5 as the fossil fuel coal burning. Other indoor wood burning appliances such as fireplaces emit even more air-polluting PM2.5, which also reaches the yards of near neighbors and also sickens them. Wood burning emits 90% PM2.5, particulate matter of 2.5 micrometer size, the perfect size to infiltrate the human lung, setting off a cascade of human health problems and early deaths. PM2.5 also contributes to hastening climate change. Laws should be passed to use purple air PM2.5 monitors hyperlocally in the yards of near neighbors of indoor residential wood burners to gather data on levels of PM2.5 above Environmental Protection Agency, National Ambient Air Quality Standards, EPA NOx, or World Health Organization, WHO, PM2.5, safe, standards of 5 micrograms per cubic meter, and use that data as evidence to shut down polluting indoor residential wood burners, rather than continue using the failed, according to the Office of the Attorney General, OIG, watchdog of the EPA, New Source Performance Standards, NSPS, Program of Wood Stove Certification, which results in most or all of wood stoves certified by the EPA since 1987 being highly polluting and not meeting even the lax standards of the EPA because of giant loopholes to compliance by wood stove manufacturers. Do I have any time left? Shake Dapper. Shake Dapper. 10 seconds. Current president. I care about the health and lives of my fellow Americans, and I work every day to lower costs for drugs, along with my friend Ernie. You know him from Sesame Street. By preventing illness and early death for near neighbors of indoor residential wood burners, medical costs will also be cut in the United States, and that darn deficit will be eliminated. Also, the feedback loop of wildfire and indoor residential wood burning PM2.5 hastening climate change, and climate change causing flash floods and extreme heat this summer requiring the use of heat pumps as air conditioners, will slow down. Shake Dapper. I'm impressed. You did compress that down to 10 seconds. Adieu. Our work of informing the American people is done. Ms. Vuvuzela Dash. Not so fast. Shake Dapper. There is still one more to go. Pass say prez? Pass say prez. I demand a full 30 seconds. My words are coming out quite slowly. I may be having a stroke. And my windmill arms must remind you of the windmills I rail against so often. I am having a stream of consciousness. Stay with me, with a stretcher close at hand. I will not answer your question, but instead sign off as I always sign off, incoherent and rambling. I am a rambler, don't you know? My cognitive test is of interest to you. I took a cognitive test many years ago. Genius. I am a genius. Tax breaks for the rich, rich, rich. I am going to a convention in a horrible town, horrible, but you misunderstand me when I say that. Vuvuzela. Vuvuzela. See, they will pass a law against my voice. I am being railroaded, and railroads are bad, especially electric trains. I played with electric trains as a child, and I crashed them. Always create chaos and never explain. My motto, my way of life. Really, follow me. No, don't follow me, because I have the last word. Shake Dapper. Pass say prez adieu. Ms. Vuvuzela Dash. We must dash. Adieu also, and good night.